Hey, what's going on everyone? Greg here, and when AirPods 2 were released, a lot of people were left upset because they were hoping for other additional features besides the addition of the H1 chip, especially in regards to sound quality and also in regards to the aesthetics of the AirPods. A lot of people were hoping for different color options and especially a black option. Well, although these aren't exactly AirPods, these might be the answer for you. These are the Powerbeats Pro. Now, while the Powerbeats Pro aren't AirPods, they look to offer the same benefits by including the H1 chip and also making some improvements along the way with longer battery life from 5 hours on the AirPods to 9 hours on the Powerbeats Pro, to water and sweat resistance, and also maybe the promise of improved sound quality. Well, let's start off by opening up the Powerbeats Pro. So if you don't know, Beats is owned by Apple, which is one of the reasons why Beats is able to incorporate the H1 chip into these headphones. If we slide open the packaging, we can see the Beats box, and then we can open that up. As you open that up, you are greeted with the Powerbeats Pro charging case. Of course, you also get your usual documentation, a black Lightning to USB-A cable to charge the Powerbeats Pro, and also the addition of additional ear tips, which you can replace on the Powerbeats Pro to fit your ear size. Now here we have the Powerbeats Pro case. One of the things I noticed about this case right off the bat is that it is much bigger than the AirPods case. On the back of the Powerbeats Pro case is where you'll find the Lightning connector to charge. And if you're used to AirPods, you'll also notice one of the benefits of owning an iPhone and a pair of Powerbeats is that you get the addition of the H1 chip, so it quickly syncs with your devices. As soon as you open the case on the Powerbeats Pro, you get this nice little animation right on your iPhone, and then all you have to do is hit connect and it's instantly connected to your iPhone and also all of your other Apple devices on your iCloud account. Okay, and as you can see, I have the Powerbeats Pro inside of my ear, and I've been using them for about a day now. When I started this video and unboxed them, I have already been using them for a little bit, so it was kind of a little bit of a farce on my end. Okay, so let's talk about the design of the Powerbeats Pro first, because these fit very differently than the AirPods because this is an in-ear design. Honestly, traditionally, I am not a fan of the in-ear design earbuds. I usually prefer earbuds that are more like the AirPods, and before that, for casual listening before AirPods came out, I would often use the Apple headphones. However, one of the benefits to having an earbud with an in-ear design is that it offers improved noise isolation. So when you're wearing AirPods, because it has that more open design, you can hear a lot of the external sound around you. So if you're in an office setting, you can still hear people talking. If you're running outside, you can still hear cars. For better or for worse, that could be an advantage or a disadvantage of how you look at it. For the Powerbeats Pro, as soon as you turn on something, it is hard to hear your external environment around you. As you can see, the Powerbeats Pro also look very different from the AirPods. Because of the in-ear design, Powerbeats Pro also feature replaceable tips. These soft, cushiony tips go into your ears and have a bunch of different sizes so you can find the perfect fit for you. And this might be one of the biggest benefits, especially for people where AirPods don't fit correctly into their ears. One of the biggest complaints I get on my AirPods video is that people like the technology, they like the design, but they can't actually fit them into their ears. They tend to fall out or something like that. And with these Powerbeats Pro, you're really not going to experience any of that because aside from the tips fitting into your ear, you also get a clip on your ear that makes sure that they're constantly attached. And while testing out the Powerbeats Pro, I can confirm that they do stay in your ears really well. I went out for a 4-mile run to test out the Powerbeats Pro, and unfortunately in that run, I managed to trip and fall. It was really embarrassing, and I got the scrape to prove it right there. But the Powerbeats Pro stayed in my ear as I fell, where I imagine if I was wearing AirPods on that run and as hard as I fell, I think maybe the AirPods might have spilled out of my ears and fell onto the floor. So I can personally attest that Powerbeats Pro are really good for working out. Also, another major difference from the AirPods is that Powerbeats Pro feature physical controls on them. So you get the addition of a volume up and down button, which is really convenient. Additionally, you also get a button on the side of the Powerbeats Pro. This button can play or pause your music. You can also double tap it to skip a track, or you can triple tap it to go back a track. Because of this, the Powerbeats Pro don't feature the tap features that the AirPods do, so there's no customization for that in the Bluetooth menu. Now, I would say probably one of the biggest reasons why you're watching this video is to find out if the Powerbeats Pro sound better than the Apple AirPods. Like I mentioned previously in this video, the Powerbeats Pro offer increased noise isolation. Now, these aren't noise canceling, but because of the way that they fit inside of your ear canal, they are blocking out some of the sound, and it also leads to better sound quality. After listening to a bunch of different music tracks, after watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, the Powerbeats Pro overall offer a better sound experience than the Apple AirPods. And I tested out a bunch of different tracks. So normally I think one of the biggest criticisms when it comes to Beats branded products is that it's a little too bass heavy. However, even listening to classical music, rock music, I found that the sound was pretty well balanced. However, when I did switch over to a soundtrack that is intended to be more bass heavy, that is when the bass kicked in on the Powerbeats Pro. Maybe there might be some sort of selective sound profile on here, so when it knows that it needs to use the bass, it really does kick it in. But on other songs where it's not incorporating a bass-heavy soundtrack, it doesn't really muddy that sound. And don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm in the same league of reviewing audio headphones like El Jefe Reviews or Travis MCP, but from my testing, especially with my experience with Apple AirPods, these do sound better. Now, I mentioned that Powerbeats Pro also get the addition of that H1 chip, and basically all of the benefits that are found in AirPods 2 make their way over to the Powerbeats Pro. So you get faster switching time between your devices, you get lower latency, you get a much better Siri experience, and of course the addition of Hey S-Word support right inside of the Powerbeats. You also get other additional improvements over the Apple AirPods, including better battery life, 9 hours on the Powerbeats Pro, and the addition of sweat and water resistance. Now granted, I've run plenty of times with my AirPods and I've never had them fail due to sweat, but I do like the additional confidence of having that rating on here. And I also think where Apple AirPods, if I'm running in the rain, I will immediately take them out of fear of damaging them. With these Powerbeats Pro, I think that I could take a run in the rain and be fine with them. I'll also note that the Bluetooth range on the Powerbeats Pro is really impressive. So I was upstairs, I was listening to music, I left my phone inside of the room, I walked all the way down into my basement and had zero cutoff during that entire time of listening to it. I didn't have any sort of distorted sound, any sort of cutoff at all. I was really, really impressed with the Bluetooth range on this device. Overall, I think the Powerbeats Pro is really marketed towards a more active audience, an audience that is going to be using this for working out or for sports. But I also think that people are going to draw a direct comparison to the Apple AirPods. And even though Powerbeats Pro does offer additional benefits, there are still some negatives where I wouldn't pick it over the Apple AirPods. First and foremost is the price of the Powerbeats Pro versus the Apple AirPods. Now, if you're buying the AirPods 2 with the same features as the charging case for the Powerbeats Pro, you can get them for $169, where these retail for $250. Now, the case design on the Powerbeats Pro, it's not as convenient as the Apple AirPods. This is a really big case and it doesn't fit that easily into a jeans pocket. In fact, my Apple AirPods can fit into that small little section on the jeans pocket. There is no way that this is going to fit, and it's just really, really bulky. The case also doesn't feature wireless charging like you can now get with the AirPods 2 wireless charging case. If you did want to add that wireless charging case onto the AirPods 2, it would still only cost you $200, so you're still going to wind up paying $50 more for the Powerbeats Pro. I'd say another area where I personally don't like the Powerbeats Pro is in the fit. So Apple AirPods fit me perfectly, and the Powerbeats Pro I just find a little bit more uncomfortable and a little more inconvenient than Apple AirPods. So one of the benefits of Apple AirPods is just how easy they are to take out of the case and put into your ears. And with the Powerbeats Pro, you have this clip here. So if I'm taking them off, it just takes a little bit longer. If I'm putting on the Powerbeats Pro, it's just an additional couple of seconds, an additional step that might not sound like a big deal, but if you're used to the convenience of AirPods, it really is just so convenient to take them in and out of your ears, which makes me use them a bunch. Comfort-wise, I would also say that the Apple AirPods for me are much more comfortable. So with AirPods, I could literally wear them for the entire day and not feel any sort of discomfort. After wearing these for about 3 to 4 hours, I start to feel the clip on my ear. It starts to dig in a little bit, and I do start to get a little discomfort inside of my ear. Conversely, there are many instances where Apple AirPods don't fit well into people's ears and don't fit comfortably into people's ears, and I think this is a great alternative and also a great upgrade from Apple AirPods if you care about the better sound quality, if you care about the better battery life, and especially if you care about that sweat and water resistance. Or other reasons that you might not like Apple AirPods, if you don't like the lack of physical controls, if you don't like the design decision, or if you just simply want a black version of AirPods, these Powerbeats Pro can do that for you. You also have to question if the Powerbeats Pro are worth the additional almost $100 over the Apple AirPods, but if you really do care about sound quality, if you really do care about that 9 hours of battery life, if the AirPods don't fit well into your ears and you still want the benefit of Apple AirPods with the addition of the H1 chip, with the addition of Hey S-word support, and with the ease of use of connection and Bluetooth range, I think that these Powerbeats Pro are going to make you really, really happy. If you wanted some more additional information, I will probably be doing another review on the Powerbeats Pro after I spend a longer period of time with them, and I'll give you more updated opinions and maybe more of my thoughts on whether I will be switching over to Powerbeats Pro or if I'll just continue using my Apple AirPods. And if you have any questions regarding Powerbeats Pro that I didn't answer in this video, be sure to leave a comment in the comments below. If you like the video, make sure you give me a like. If you want to see more from my channel, again, including a updated review of the Powerbeats Pro, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to help out the channel in any way, if I did a good job with this review, you can use the link in the description to purchase the Powerbeats Pro to help out the channel. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.